I think we're now at a point where we can stop talking about mobile being the second screen and where we can just commit to this being the way that we're going to consume content forever, or at least for a very, very long time. And so I think you're going to see people get smarter and smarter about personalization, get smarter and smarter about how to sort of use social and mobile together to distribute content in new ways. But I mean, realistically, the speed of disruption is so rapid that we'll have if we had a conversation in 3 weeks, it would probably be a very different one than we would have today.
Content has changed incredibly in the past few years, and it will continue to change over the next 5 years. I think the format of content will continue to be some of the biggest changes. We've certainly seen change in the length of format, and you certainly look at a Vine and the shortness of 6 seconds, but you still also see the importance of long form. So I think we'll continue to see different formats. I think one of the things we'll also see in the coming years and recently is how content and commerce come together. I think that's going to be one of the biggest areas. If you actually look ahead to a country like China, who is farther ahead in e-commerce than we are here in the States, and you definitely see companies like Tencent having an entire experience and a significant amount of content around the commerce, whereas I think today in the US we sort of view the commerce as a transaction. So I think there'll be a lot of opportunity in bringing content and commerce together. And actually, I said a couple of years, I mean now. Now.
I think the critical thing that's happening in the consumption of content is all around smartphone. It's becoming the dominant way in which people are reaching content. It means relatively small screen sizes, but ever greater functionality. I mean, fantastic video, graphics. And increasingly people are able to listen, because they have an earpiece in as well, listen to video as well as to see it. So I think playing out what that means is our key question. How long a session time is going to be, shorter than traditional media. Very short forms of video and graphics are going to be important. But I think content consumed on the move on smartphones is the big thing that's happening at the moment.
We will continue to consume content on an on-demand basis, I believe. So it'll be very important for us to have access to content wherever and however we want to. And I think what we're seeing at Maker is a lot of binge behavior. So when we want it, and we want to watch a whole series or multiple episodes at once. But we're going to continue to see the proliferation of snacking and shorter formats on mobile devices.
More content will be streamed to televisions. I think more content will be consumed on the go through mobile devices, and whether it's in a tablet or a phone. And I think more consumption on tablets in the home will happen over the next 5 years as well.
I think you will continue to see a massive explosion of new genres across all the digital platforms, including cable platforms as well. But as the monetization of content increases on the internet, you will continually see increased amounts of money going into content production, which means that the production value and the size of the content created for the internet will be greater and greater, and it will captivate more and more audiences. And I think you will see a tremendous shift in terms of consumption towards online content.
What we've seen has happened and will only accelerate, but I don't think we're going to see anything different. What we've seen is I want what I want, when I want it, where I want it, how I want it, with or without commercials. And I think that's just becoming institutionalized, that all content and all producers of content have to move there. I don't see some new way of watching content beyond that, but it's really totally on demand.
Devices will be everything. We'll watch whatever we want to watch when we want to watch it. So, people who figure out how to optimize for that experience are going to be the ones who come out ahead.
First of all, the way that we consume content has certainly changed in the sense that everything's mobile. More than half of digital is mobile at this point. And so I think that the mediums we use to actually consume content has changed, but what I would say is that the quality of the content is still the most important piece. So whether we're looking at it on a phone, or whether we're looking at it on our computer, or whether we're watching it on TV, it's the quality of the content that people come back for. It's not the device. The device is how we get to it.